Borthakur IAS Academy, an endeavor of excellence.
Borthakur IAS Academy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Borthakur's IAS Academy, Northeast's premier institute for UPSC, APSC and NPSC preparations. I'm your friend Atrey, and today I'm here with another session of Current Affairs 365 dated 4th of June 2021. Please like and share this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Facebook as well as Instagram. Now let us have a look at the first news for today. It is about Industrial Decarbonization Initiative under the Clean Energy Ministerial. So recently India and UK, they have launched a new work stream in order to promote industrial energy efficiency, and this initiative has been coordinated by the United Nations Development Industrial Organization. It was launched in the 12th CEM meeting, which was hosted virtually by Chile. The main objective of this meeting is to infuse green technologies and also to stimulate demand for low carbon industrial material. India here is committed to cut its emissions intensity per unit of GDP by 33 to 35% by the year 2030. This is also stated in the nationally determined contributions. The government policies that have resulted in substantial savings in energy at the demand side includes Agriculture Demand Side Management Program and Municipal Demand Side Management. And there are also some other policies including these two. Now coming to the Clean Energy Ministerial, it was established in December 2009 at the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change Conference of Parties. This was held at Copenhagen. The framework for the Clean Energy Ministerial was adopted at the 7th Clean Energy Ministerial, which was held in the year 2016, and it defines the governance structure and outlines the mission statement, objectives, membership and guiding principles of this body. CEM is a high-level global forum to promote policies and programs that advance clean energy technology, to share lessons learned and the best practices. The main goal of IDDI is to encourage governments and the private sector to buy low carbon steel and cement, and also sourcing and sharing data for common standards and targets. The second news will be tagged under GS paper 3 under the subtopic of agricultural resources. It is about the crops lost annually due to pests and pest attacks. As per a report, as much as 40% of the world's total agricultural crops are lost due to pests each year, and United Nations also declared last year 2020 as the International Year of Plant Health. It has been extended till 1st of July 2021. Now the main reasons for spread of pests is because of global travel and trade. It is also seen as the emerging reason behind all the plant diseases. It has tripled in volume over the last decade. Also, weather along with it is the second most important factor behind the spread of pests. Climate change will increase the risk of pests spreading in agricultural and forestry ecosystems, specifically in the cooler Arctic, boreal and temperate and subtropical regions. The impact of plant pests, it includes leaving millions of people without enough food because of pest attacks, okay, and then it adversely impacts the agricultural activity, which causes the loss of primary source of income for rural poor communities. And along with this, the invasive pests, they cost countries at least around 70 billion USD annually and are one of the main drivers for loss of biodiversity. Now, in order to protect their plants and increase their agricultural yield annually, the farmers, they need to adopt some environment friendly methods such as integrated pest management, and these need to be encouraged by the policymakers. Also, to make trade safe, it is important to implement some international plant health standards and norms as suggested by the International Plant Protection Convention (IPCC) along with the Food and Agriculture Organization. The IPCC, it is a plant health treaty which has been signed by 180 countries including India, and the main aim is to protect the world's plant resources from the spread and introduction of pests and also to promote their safe trade. The policymakers and governments should also ensure decisions based on sound preparation and data, Along with that, regularly monitoring the plants and receiving any early warning information about emerging threats might help the government, agricultural officers, along with the farmers to take some preventive and adaptive measures to keep the plants healthy. Now let us have a look at the pest controlling methods which are prevalent in our country. First and the most common one is the use of genetically modified crops and pesticides. However, some of these are, they have developed resistance to such genetically modified varieties, and they continue to destroy the crops even when these are introduced or applied. There are some natural processes also, which includes breeding predators like wasps that are to be released in the fields whenever necessary. Thirdly, a quarantine system exists, under which the imports of grains and plants that can host such insects, they are inspected at the shipping ports, airports or land borders, and they act as the first line of defense which are taken by the countries across the world. The quarantine system in India, it is governed by the Plant Quarantine Order of 2003, which is notified under the Destructive Insects and Pests Act of 1914. The third news for the day is from the part of science and technology. It is about satellite internet. As per a report, around 1250 satellites will be launched annually in this entire decade, and out of them 70% will be used for commercial purposes. There are several private companies which are aiming to deliver broadband satellite internet around the world through the low Earth orbit satellites. So here in this particular slide, we will be comparing the low Earth orbit satellites with the currently available geostationary satellite. Because this entire idea or concept of space internet, it is not new. This was already being delivered by this geostationary satellite for some selective users. So here we will try to compare both the satellites and the services which they will provide. So first, coming to the low Earth orbit satellite, these will be positioned around 500 to 2000 km from the Earth, as compared to the stationary orbit satellites which are approximately 36,000 km away from the Earth. And these LEO satellites, because they are closer to the Earth, they are able to provide stronger signals and faster speeds than the traditional fixed satellite systems. Additionally, because the signals, they travel faster through space than through fiber optic cable, they also have the potential to rival the existing ground-based networks. However, this particular satellite, the low Earth orbit satellites, these are the most expensive one when compared to the mediums of internet. Next, we have the geostationary satellite internet, right? As I have already mentioned that the geostationary satellites, these are located at about a height of 36,000 km over the Earth's surface, and they are directly above the equator. Most of the existing space-based internet systems, they uses the satellite in geostationary orbit. And these satellites, they move at a speed of about 11,000 km per hour and completes one revolution of the Earth at the same time that the Earth takes to rotate once in its axis. And because of this reason, to an observer on the ground, the satellite in a geostationary orbit, it will appear stationary. The signals from one geostationary satellite can cover roughly a third of the planet, and around 3 to 4 satellites would be enough to cover the entire Earth. Also, these satellites, since they appear to be stationary, it is easier to link through them. Now, this EAST was first operational in the year 2006, and its main purpose is to replicate the process of nuclear fusion, which is the same reaction that occurs in the sun and the stars. This is actually a part of the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor Facility that will become the world's largest nuclear fusion reactor when it becomes operational in the year 2035. And the ITER, that is International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactors members, includes China, European Union, India, Japan, Korea, Russia and the United States. Nuclear fusion is actually defined as the combining of two lighter nuclei into a heavier one. Such fusion reactions, they are the source of energy in the sun and also the other stars. It takes a considerable amount of energy to force the nuclei to fuse, okay? And these conditions needed for the process are extreme. That is a very high temperature of millions of degrees and pressure of millions of pascals. The next news is also from the science and technology part, okay? It is about China's artificial sun east, that is experimental advanced superconducting tokamak. This has achieved a peak temperature of around 288 million degrees Fahrenheit, which is over 10 times hotter than the actual sun, okay? However, the concept of tokamak is not new, and it is not that China is the only country that has achieved this high plasma temperature. Last year, South Korea's K-STAR, Korea Superconducting Tokamak Advanced Research Reactor, it set a new record by maintaining a plasma temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius for around 20 seconds. Now, what is tokamak? It is an experimental machine which is designed to harness energy of fusion. Inside a tokamak, the energy which is produced through fusion of atoms, it is absorbed as heat in the walls of the vessel. And just like any conventional power plant, a fusion power plant will also use this heat to produce steam and finally electricity by the use of turbines and generators. The next news is about the virtual inauguration of the Indus Best Mega Food Park at Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So here we will have a look at the Mega Food Park scheme. This particular Mega Food Park at Raipur, it was built under this Mega Food Park scheme, and by this food park around 5,000 people is expected to get employment, and about 2,500 farmers will get the benefit, okay? This scheme, it was launched in the year 2008-9 in order to boost the food processing sector. The nodal ministry here is Ministry of Food Processing Industries that are implementing the Mega Food Park scheme in our country, okay? And these parks, they create the modern infrastructure facilities for food processing along with value chain. The main aim of this scheme is to provide a mechanism to link agricultural production to the market by bringing together the processors, farmers and retailers that will ensure maximum value addition, minimum wastage, and this is going to increase the income of our farmers, okay? And thereby it will increase the employment opportunities specifically in the rural areas. So the main approach of this scheme, it is based on the cluster approach, okay? This will envisage the creation of some state-of-art support infrastructure in a well-defined horticulture or agriculture zone, and they will work to set up some modern food processing units in the industrial plots which are being provided, and that will finally establish the supply chain. It will boost the supply chain. The central government, it is providing financial assistance up to 50 crore for each mega food park project, and this project is being implemented by the SPV, that is Special Purpose Vehicle, which is a corporate body that is registered under the Companies Act of 2013. So I hope you all remember about the SPV, okay? I have made mention about SPVs in various news which are related to agriculture. It is a subsidiary company that is formed to undertake some specific activity or business purpose, okay? Now the present status of the mega food parks in our country is that 22 mega food parks are operational, and this is also in line with the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat vision of our government. So with this, we have come to an end of today's session. I hope you all liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you all again tomorrow with another session of Current Affairs 365 only on Borthakur's IAS Academy, Northeast's premier institute for UPSC, APSC and NPSC preparations. Till then, take care, keep learning. Bye-bye.
Borthakur IAS Academy. প্রস্তুতি আৰু অধ্যয়নৰ নিৰ্ভৰযোগ্য ঠিকনা।
Borthakur IAS Academy.